All right, I am hopping on the stream here quick to do a quick testing of the audio. First tip here for high school volleyball matchup on KNOX between East Grand Forks and Grand Forks Central is slated to begin at 7:30. Pregame show will start promptly at 7 o'clock. The JV game is going on right now. This is just a quick test of the audio. We will be live at 7 o'clock.
The following is a presentation of KNOX Sports.
Welcome to KNOX Live Sports. Tonight we are bringing you Cross River Rivalry Volleyball as East Grand Forks on their home court plays host to the Grand Forks Central Knights here on the Rivard's Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network. The JV matchup has entered set number 3, so the set start time of the varsity matchup of 7:30 may be a tad delayed, but please do stick with us for the pregame show. This pregame show is brought to you by Signature Graphics and Apparel. We craft your vision, you watch it come to life. And True North Equipment, true to our values, driven by you. Let's immediately take a look at how both of these teams are performing so far this season. Still very early on for both teams on both sides of the river. But as you can see on our Drive for the Title segment, both teams looking for a little bit of momentum here heading into the dog days of the high school volleyball season. East Grand Forks still looking for their first victory. They are 0-2. They have played 2 league games. This, of course, is not a league matchup for East Grand Forks, Section 8 AA, taking on the North Dakota Grand Forks Central Knights. Grand Forks Central does have 1 win on their record so far this season. They have a record of 1-5, so it is safe to say both teams are looking for momentum, and a rivalry matchup like this is exactly what can get the team on the right track as they prepare to go into the thick of the regular season. Once again, this is East Grand Forks versus Grand Forks Central Volleyball on KNOX and KNOX Live Sports. Like we previously mentioned, the start of the varsity matchup may be a smidge delayed. This is an exciting JV matchup that we're watching unfold right here in front of us. Grand Forks Central won set number 1 in a tight one, 25-23. Set number 2 went to the Green Wave. They won that 25-18. And here in set number 3, the Green Wave have a slight advantage over the Knights by a score of 5-4. We're going to take our first break of this pregame show, but please do not go anywhere. We will be right back. This is East Grand Forks Central Volleyball on KNOX Live Sports.
When you simplify, you have more time for life. Simplify your life with Hugo's Family Marketplace. No time to run to the grocery store? Hugo's can help. Just click on gohugos.com and place your order online. We'll fill your order, and you can either pick it up curbside or have it delivered to your home or business. It's really that easy. Just go to gohugos.com for all the details.
More low prices, more great stuff when you go to Hugo's.
Thief River Glass handles it all. Aluminum storefronts, auto glass, windows, shower enclosures, and more. Just like our athletes, we're built for every season. No job is too big or too small. Call 218-681-1333 for year-round dependable service.
When you're looking for a change of pace, a change of routine, or a change of scenery, we'll help you find what's next. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. For you, for life.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
For expert sales and service, visit Acme Equipment or online at acmekubota.com.
Welcome back to the pregame show here for our coverage of high school volleyball on the KNOX Live Sports Network. We're making our way through the pregame show. This pregame show brought to you by Signature Graphics and True North Equipment. And if this varsity matchup is anything like the JV matchup, we are in for quite a treat. We are in set number 3, and East Grand Forks has a slight edge over Grand Forks Central here in this JV matchup. It's been quite fun to watch as I've been setting up the equipment, getting ready for this broadcast. And Grand Forks Central just tightened it up even further, 8-7 here in set number 3 of the JV matchup. So our tentative start time of 7:30 will likely be delayed by a couple of minutes, as this third set is going to be a best of 15. That will decide the winner of the junior varsity game between East Grand Forks and Grand Forks Central, playing it right here in East Grand Forks High School's gymnasium. as we are going to move along and take another look at one of our other pregame show segments, and that is going to be our Tools for the Game. The Tools for the Game are brought to you by State Farm Logan Karski Agency. Whether you want to protect your home, your auto, your life, Logan Karski cares about what matters most to you. And make sure to give him a call today, and he will get you set up. Never hurts to give him a call and check out prices, compare prices. Logan likes to think that his agency can compete with anyone in the region. Taking a look at the Tools for the Game for the varsity matchup between the Green Wave and the Knights, starting off with the visitors of Grand Forks Central. J.C. Reardon, a name that everybody recognizes, not only for volleyball but basketball as well. She is the tallest player listed on the program for Grand Forks Central, standing at 5'11". So expect her to make her presence felt at the net. Other players included in our Tools for the Game segment here before our matchup between East Grand Forks and Grand Forks Central. Rowan Olmstead for Grand Forks Central, also Sydney Tollefson. Now our Tools to the Game for East Grand Forks, Laurel Colstow, Lainey Hams, and Kelsey Spilday. These are players, when we talk about the styles that both of these teams play. East Grand Forks, they're going to want to set everything and try to keep the ball to the outside. They might not have the size advantage this evening against Grand Forks Central. Grand Forks Central is going to want to use that size to their advantage, utilizing their star player, J.C. Reardon. Once again, this is our Tools to the Game, brought to you by Logan Karski State Farm Insurance Agency. Building game plans for what matters most to you. The score has now reached 10-8 here in set number 3 of the junior varsity matchup between the Green Wave and the Knights. This has been an exciting volleyball game, and I hope it's signs of what's to come here for the varsity matchup. It's always an extra intensity in the gym when these Cross River rivals go up against one another, and we're happy to be bringing it to you on the Rivard's Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network. So tell your friends, tell your colleagues, tell your family if they want to tune in to this evening's broadcast, which is going to start a hair after 7:30 with the JV game being extended to 3 sets. To check us out on our website, knoxradio.com, under the Live Sports tab, or you could simply go to YouTube, wherever you watch YouTube, whether it's on your computer, your smart TV, or your phone, and utilize the search bar looking up KNOX Live Sports. It is completely free to you, without subscriptions and without a paywall. That is all season long, including the postseason. And that is what sets KNOX Sports apart. We are excited for the 2025-2026 athletic campaign here in Greater Grand Forks. No one covers it better than us. My name is Sam Jensen. I'll be providing commentary throughout this evening's matchup between the Green Wave and the Knights. Behind the camera, the eyes of our sports department, that is going to be Joey Spanger. And we're looking forward to what should be an intense rivalry matchup between East Grand Forks and Grand Forks Central. We're going to take another break here. Hear a word from our sponsors, and please remember, as I just mentioned, this is without subscriptions and no paywall that is present. So please support those who support us in the KNOX Sports Department. We will be right back with the pregame show on KNOX Live Sports.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersales.com.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more, fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorthequipment.com.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. Pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. SprayAdvantage.com.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
The Ski and Bike Shop proudly supports our local high school athletes on the field, the court, and beyond. Just like sports, adventure starts with the right gear. The Ski and Bike Shop, where your next adventure begins.
And that will wrap up the JV matchup. East Grand Forks comes out on top in a thrilling 3-set game between the Green Wave and Grand Forks Central. So now the varsity teams will get ready to commence their warm-ups. 21 minutes have been put on the clock, so it looks like we are set to start just a hair after 7:30. I thought we were going to be delayed by at least 10 minutes, but they have put 21 minutes up on our All True Health System scoreboard, and that is how much time each of these teams will have to warm up between the varsity matchup between the Green Wave and the Grand Forks Central Knights. We're going to have an extended pregame show. This pregame show is brought to you by True North Equipment, true to our values, driven by you, and Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life. We're going to continue on with this pregame show, take another look at one of our elements, and that is our keys to the game. The keys to the game are brought to you by Jarrell Sports. See what's new for the season. Stop in today. Hockey season right around the corner. Go on in, get your new stick, your new skates, breezers, whatever you need to get ready for the upcoming hockey season at Jarrell Sports. Not just hockey gear, whatever sport it is you might play, whether it be volleyball, softball, basketball, what have you. See what's new for the season. Stop in today at Jarrell Sports. We're going to start off with the visitors, and we talked about it during our Logan Karski State Farm Agency Tools of the Game. Reardon up the middle is going to be key for Grand Forks Central. They're going to need her to have her presence felt at the net if they're going to want to be successful this evening against East Grand Forks and make quality passes. Both teams looking to gain momentum. Grand Forks Central has 1 win so far on the 2025 campaign. East Grand Forks still looking for their first victory. So they are going to need to make quality passes, just clean up some of the minor details that will lead to victory for both of these teams. And now the keys to the game for East Grand Forks. They're going to want to extend rallies with their defense. Reardon's going to be throwing some fastballs over the net. East Grand Forks needs to be prepared on that back row. So try to extend rallies with some digs, some bumps, and make sure that they are getting everything up over the net possible, and not trying to minimize the amount of winners that Grand Forks Central sends over the net, and then attack the outsides. We talked extensively about Grand Forks Central star player J.C. Reardon, the 5'11" senior for the Knights. So how do you game plan against a star player like that? You hit around her, and that is going to be on the edges, trying to paint those lines that determine whether the ball is in or out here inside of the East Grand Forks High School Gymnasium. We are getting ready. We have 21 minutes on the clock that is yet to start. Grand Forks Central is out on the court starting their warm-ups. East Grand Forks, maybe some players from the junior varsity squad still making their way out, excited over that victory that they just had. The gym got noisy for a JV win for the Green Wave. I imagine the intensity is going to be increased here as we get ready for the varsity matchup once again. That is slated to begin shortly after our expected start time of 7:30 here this evening inside the East Grand Forks High School Gymnasium. But that just gives us an opportunity to have a prolonged pregame show. The pregame show brought to you by Signature Graphics and True North Equipment. We're going to take another break here, and when we come back, we're going to run through those segments again. We're going to take a look at the standings for both the Minnesota side of the river, the North Dakota side of the river, the players we want to keep an eye out on throughout this broadcast. Then we'll talk about the keys of the game once more as well. This is East Grand Forks Central Volleyball on KNOX Live Sports. We're going to hear a word from our sponsors. We will be right back. Do not go anywhere.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to GrandForksWelding.com.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great-tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
Big Jim's Tire is the area's #1 farm and ag tire supplier, and with harvest here, you want the best. Best tires, best service, and Big Jim's will get it done fast to get you moving again. Big Jim's Tire, Grand Forks.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Nothing feels or performs better than a properly fitted golf club. Whether it's irons, driver, or putter, call us today for your free club fitting. For over 30 years, the Golf Center in Grand Forks has been your club fitting leader.
Pro Ag in Grand Forks and Grafton carries the equipment and parts on hand to make your farming operation run smooth. They carry all major brands like Honeybee, Alloway, Amity, Artex, Hardy, Capello, Monosem, Pickett, Wilrich, and Black Ace. So whether you're trading in, buying, or just need parts, go to ProAgEquip.com to see everything Pro Ag has to offer.
We very much take a lot of pride in our work. Customer service has always been our #1.
We have the best materials. You're going to have the best people in the area to do the job. If you can dream it up, we can make it happen.
Or head to gworkslf.com to get started.
From tears in your car, truck, boat, or farm equipment seats to making boat covers or complete restorations of the interior of your hot rod, Finest Auto Trim in Grand Forks can make the inside of your rides look brand new. Big or small, Finest Auto Trim can cover it all. To get a quote, go to finestautotrim.com.
Welcome back to the True North Equipment Signature Graphics pregame show on KNOX Live Sports. We are now getting ready officially for the varsity matchup between the East Grand Forks Green Wave and the Grand Forks Central Knights here inside of East Grand Forks High School's gymnasium. 17.5 minutes on the clock until first tip. We're going to have a little bit of a prolonged pregame show. Nothing wrong with that. Here on the Grand Trailer Sales, Rivards, Turf and Forage, KNOX Live Sports Network. We're going to run through a couple of these elements again since we do have a prolonged pregame show. Some of our viewers may not have been around the first time we went through these elements. So first thing we're going to take a look at once again here is the drive for the title. The drive for the title will show us the standings for both Section 8 AA on the Minnesota side of the river and the Eastern Dakota Conference standings on the North Dakota side of the Red River. And as you'll notice, both of these teams, both the Green Wave and Grand Forks Central, towards the bottom of their respective standings, looking to gain some momentum and with a lot of intensity expected inside of the gymnasium. The first day of school here today for East Grand Forks. The student section should be packed to the gills for both the Green Wave and Grand Forks Central. The gymnasium, we're going to expect the intensity to be at a very high level, and that's going to allow both of these teams, if they're able to come away with a victory, to be able to build some momentum moving forward as they're getting ready for the thick of the regular season schedule. Starting off with the Eastern Dakota Conference standings, you'll notice Grand Forks Central towards the bottom. No league games have been played so far. Every single team in the Eastern Dakota Conference is 0-0. So those are the standings from a season ago. And then also taking a look at the overall records, which will dictate the standings here this early on. West Fargo Cheyenne has a 6-1 record. Grand Forks Central's crosstown rival, the Red River Rough Riders, off to a solid start. They have a record of 5-1, along with West Fargo Horace. West Fargo, they have a 5-2 record. Fargo Davies is 4-2. Fargo South 4-3. Shanley is 3-3. Fargo North 3-4. And then rounding out the standings is your Knights from Grand Forks Central with a record of 1-5. Now taking a look at our drive for the title, the Section 8 AA standings in Minnesota High School volleyball. East Grand Forks towards the bottom as well. A lot of these teams just playing a handful, 2 maximum, the amount of league games that they've played early on this season. Thief River Falls looking to have a strong campaign. They're 2-0 both in league play and overall. Frazee with the 2-0 overall record. Holly is 1-0. Dilworth, Glendon, Felton is 1-0. Roseau 2-1. Perham 1-1. Wadena, Deer Creek 1-1. Red Lake has a record of 1-2. And then there's a large grouping of teams still looking for their first win of the season. Still very much early on here in the 2025 campaign. So still not quite time to get nervous if you're these teams who have yet to collect their first victory, and that list includes Barnesville, Park Rapids, Warroad, Minnehaha, your East Grand Forks Green Wave, and the Crookston Pirates. This is your drive for the title on our KNOX Sports pregame show, brought to you by Signature Graphics and True North Equipment. We're going to take another break here. When we come back, we're going to take a look at our tools to the game and the keys to the game, players to keep an eye on, and what both the Green Wave and the Knights from Grand Forks Central need to do to come out of the East Grand Forks High School Gymnasium victorious on this glorious Tuesday after Labor Day. This is KNOX Live Sports. We will be right back.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting someone who pays attention to the little things that make a big difference. And to keep your family cool this summer, it takes Bryant.
Connect with Thermal Air today, your Bryant certified dealer.
In Grand Forks, it's about more than just where you live. It's about the people you trust when life happens.
At Logan Karski State Farm, we're proud to protect what matters most. I'm Logan Karski with State Farm, and we'd be honored to be your good neighbor.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need. Turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, Edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Hey, this is Pastor Paul. I'd like to welcome you to Hope Church, especially if you're a person that doesn't have a place where you hang out spiritually. We would love for you to come and experience hope and find God. Hope Church, 9, 10:30, and 6 p.m. on Sundays. For more information, you can check out gfhope.org.
Pick 6 for $19.99, a perfect meal for two.
That's gotta rhyme.
Well, how about munching on pick 6, my mouth going yap, yap. People always staring at my wings, they go flap, flap. Dave is so surprised because he didn't know I'd rap. Pick 6 meal for 2 for $19.99.
H&S Electrical Services is proud to support local high school sports. From homes to industry, we deliver safe, reliable electrical solutions. Locally owned and operated, our skilled team ensures quality and service you can trust. H&S, trusted in your homes and businesses.
Welcome back to the Rivard's Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network. A little bit of a prolonged pregame show brought to you by True North Equipment and Signature Graphics as the junior varsity matchup went to 3 sets. So we are now expected to tip off here in about 11 minutes. That puts us at 7:33 as the expected first tip for our matchup between East Grand Forks and Grand Forks Central, 2 Cross River rivals. The intensity will be at a very season-high level, arguably, for both teams here inside the East Grand Forks High School Gymnasium. Both student sections are filling up to the gills. East Grand Forks in their home gym, it's USA themed tonight. And then Grand Forks Central student section on the opposite end of the court. We got a lot of hockey buckets without visors over there, so we're expecting a great atmosphere for high school volleyball for this Cross River rivalry between the Green Wave and Grand Forks Central. We're going to take another look at our tools for the game. The tools for the game are brought to you by State Farm Logan Karski Agency. Building game plans for what matters most, whether you're looking for home insurance, auto insurance, life insurance. Never hurts to get a quote. Reach out to Logan and his team today, and they'll be happy to work with you. Starting off with the visitors, Grand Forks Central. Grand Forks Central still has 1 win under their belt, looking for win number 2 as they're getting ready to start conference play. J.C. Reardon has been a player that we've highlighted extensively throughout the duration of this pregame show already. The tallest player on the Knights, listed on the program at 5'11". The senior is a seasoned veteran at the net, and that's a player that East Grand Forks is going to want to keep the ball around if they want to have a successful evening against their Cross River rivals. Other players to keep an eye on for are Rowan Olmstead, the senior setter, standing at 5'4". And then Sydney Tollefson, also a senior. She's going to be playing in the middle of the court and on the opposite side of the other team's main primary hitter. Sydney Tollefson is a senior, like I mentioned, coming in at 5'8". Now taking a look at the tools to the game, brought to you once again by State Farm, Logan Karski Agency. For the home team, East Grand Forks, the Green Wave. We do not have heights listed on the program for East Grand Forks, but just giving it the eye test, they do have some players that have the ability to jump high above the net, watching them warm up on the court right here, right now. So it's certainly not a team that is going to be undersized. Looking at some of these players, they have a fastball coming over the net, so this is going to be an exciting matchup to watch. One of those players is Laurel Colstow. Laurel Colstow is a senior on this team wearing jersey number 4. Don't have positions either for East Grand Forks. That's okay. We're going to be able to tell if they're a libero, if they're a setter, or if they're a primary outside hitter, whatever it may be. Other players listed include Laney Hams. Laney Hams, only a sophomore, trying to make an impact on the varsity roster this season. And then Kelsey Spilday. Kelsey Spilday on our roster is a junior. So we have a junior, a sophomore, and a senior listed as the tools to the game, players to keep an eye on for East Grand Forks. Grand Forks Central, all the players we have listed, Reardon, Olmsted, Tollefson, all seniors. So if that means anything in terms of the players we have listed, Grand Forks Central may have a little bit more of an experienced team with some more senior leadership, but East Grand Forks looks poised. They're looking to pick up the first win of the season. Still very early on. They've only played a couple of games. This is the pregame show on KNOX Live Sports. We're getting ready for first tip. Looks like tentative start time is going to be 7:35, actually, 9 minutes away. It's 7:26 right now. So 7:35 should be the first tip here for the varsity matchup between East Grand Forks and Grand Forks Central. On the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network. This is going to be exciting. Do not go anywhere. We're going to take another quick break. Hear a word from our sponsors. When we come back, we will give you the keys to the game, and that should bring us really close to first tip. Do not go anywhere. This is Green Wave Night Volleyball on KNOX Live Sports.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivards Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersSales.com.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorthequipment.com.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. Pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. SprayAdvantage.com.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
The Ski and Bike Shop proudly supports our local high school athletes on the field, the court, and beyond. Just like sports, adventure starts with the right gear. The Ski and Bike Shop, where your next adventure begins.
Welcome back to the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network. We are just moments away from first tip. East Grand Forks having to finish up their warm-ups, and they're looking mighty impressive, as did Grand Forks Central. Both teams looking to gain some momentum as they head into the meat and potatoes of conference play, still very early on in the season. We're going to show you once again this graphic. This is our drive for the title. You'll notice East Grand Forks only played 2 games so far. Today was their first day of school. The students have been sitting all day, and they're ready to get rowdy. Grand Forks Central, they've been in school since last week, so maybe they're going to be a tad more tame than the Green Wave student section. And then Grand Forks Central, since they've started school earlier, they have more games under their belt. They have 1 win so far in the 2025 campaign. They have a record of 1-5 so far. They have yet to play a conference opponent, so Grand Forks Central looking to gain some steam here against a cross-river rival in East Grand Forks to try build some momentum as they head into conference play. And now we'll take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Jarrell Sports. See what's new for the season? Stop in today. Hockey season right around the corner. Whatever equipment you need for the hockey season at whatever level you play, Jarrell Sports will have what you need. Not just hockey gear. Whether you play volleyball, softball, baseball, basketball, what have you, stop in and see what's new for the season at Jarrell Sports. The keys to the game, starting off with East Grand Forks. They're going to want to extend rallies with the D, not allow a lot of winners from Grand Forks Central. So that back line is going to have to be consistent with their digs and their bumps. And they're going to try to limit the amount of winners on the Grand Forks Central side of the net. And then attack the outside. We've talked extensively about Grand Forks Central's J.C. Reardon, the 5'11" senior. She's going to be playing at the net. So how can you paint the corners, keep the ball away from the playmakers for the Knights? Those are our keys to the game for East Grand Forks. Now for Grand Forks Central, Reardon in the middle. She is the key cog to the machine for the Knights, and they're going to need her to have a big night for the Knights to gain some momentum heading into conference play and pick up a victory against their cross-river rival, the East Grand Forks Green Wave, and make quality passes. They've started off not as good as they would have liked, a 1-5 record to start the 2025 campaign. Some of the minor details like cleaner bumps, cleaner digs, just trying to get the ball up so you can have a complete volleyball play of bump, set, spike. And those are some of the minor details that Grand Forks Central and their head coach, Darren Kasperwitz, would like to see made for them to make some improvements here heading into the conference play in the 2025 season. Those are our keys to the game, brought to you by Jarrell Sports. And this has been our pregame show. The pregame show has been brought to you by Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life. And True North Equipment, true to our values, driven by you. We're going to take one final break before first tip here inside of the East Grand Forks High School Gymnasium. And once again, our coverage of Greater Grand Forks Prep Athletics comes completely free to you. No subscription necessary, no paywall. So please make sure to support those who support us as they make our coverage of Greater Grand Forks Prep Athletics possible at the extremely low cost of $0 to our consumer. That is you. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have the action live for you. East Grand Forks Central Volleyball on KNOX Live Sports.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to GrandForksWelding.com.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great-tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
Big Jim's Tire is the area's #1 farm and ag tire supplier, and with harvest here, you want the best. Best tires, best service, and Big Jim's will get it done fast to get you moving again. Big Jim's Tire, Grand Forks.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Nothing feels or performs better than a properly fitted golf club. Whether it's irons, driver, or putter, call us today for your free club fitting. For over 30 years, the Golf Center in Grand Forks has been your club fitting leader.
Pro Ag in Grand Forks and Grafton carries the equipment and parts on hand to make your farming operation run smooth. They carry all major brands like Honeybee, Alloway, Amity, Artex, Hardy, Capello, Monosem, Pickett, Wilrich, and Black Ace. So whether you're trading in, buying, or just need parts, go to ProAgEquip.com to see everything Pro Ag has to offer.
We very much take a lot of pride in our work. Customer service has always been our number one.
We have the best materials. You're going to have the best people in the area to do the job.
If you can dream it up, we can make it happen.
Or head to gworkslf.com to get started.
From tears in your car, truck, boat, or farm equipment seats to making boat covers or complete restorations of the interior of your hot rod, Finest Auto Trim in Grand Forks can make the inside of your rides look brand new. Big or small, Finest Auto Trim can cover it all. To get a quote, go to finestautotrim.com.
And that will wrap up our pregame show here on KNOX Live Sports. Pregame show brought to you by Signature Graphics and True North Equipment. We're just moments away from learning the starting lineups, of which I will hear and then communicate back to you. These starting lineups are going to be brought to you by Forks Fence Company, powered by Greenworks, Grand Forks' #1 fence company. Once again, that is Forks Fence Company, powered by Greenworks. They are starting lineup sponsors. I did not have the opportunity to talk to the coaches of either of these programs. Darren Kasperwitz for Grand Forks Central, and then the head coach for East Grand Forks is Paula Devine, and we are going to figure out who the starters are for both of these teams on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network. My name is Sam Jensen. I'll be providing commentary for you here throughout this matchup between the Wave and the Knights. Behind the camera, the eyes of our sports department for over 2 years now is Joey Spanger, a senior at Grand Forks Central. And we are stoked. The intensity levels are high here inside the gymnasium for this Cross River rivalry between the Green Wave and the Knights of Grand Forks Central. East Grand Forks has yet to record a win so far this season, have only played 2 games, so still very early on in their campaign. Grand Forks Central has 1 victory so far through 6 games played. We're going to take a quick pause here for the playing of the national anthem. Now time for our Forks Fence Company, powered by Greenworks, starting lineup. Starting with the Grand Forks Central Knights, starting off with the reserves for Grand Forks Central. Just looking at both of these teams, look pretty even in height. In fact, East Grand Forks might have the slight edge in terms of length that they're going to provide at the net. What they have in height, they may be lacking in experience. East Grand Forks, looking at their roster, have a spattering of sophomores, juniors, and seniors. No freshmen. East Grand Forks is primarily seniors. Only 1 underclassman on the team for the Knights, and that is Marley Euler starting for the Knights, starting with number 6, Sydney Tollefson. Senior number 7, Violet Sparts. Senior number 9, Brooklyn Strum, will be the setter for the Knights. J.C. Reardon, we've talked about her extensively. She'll be playing at the middle net. Hallie Kohlmeyer, number 11, the senior, will be the outside hitter. And then the only junior listed on the Grand Forks Central varsity roster is going to be Marley Euler, and she will be the 6th player in the starting lineup for Grand Forks Central. And now the hype is building. This new scoreboard here inside of the East Grand Forks High School Gymnasium is providing some Betty-like experience here on the east side of the river. Really nice hype video being produced, being shown to the crowd. crowd has filled in quite nicely on both sides. We're looking at the away side, looking on the far side of the court. That's where the Grand Forks Central fans are situated. On the near side is the East Grand Forks contingency, and to our right is going to be the student section for the Green Wave, and to our left is going to be the student section for Grand Forks Central. Both have packed in quite nicely. It's going to make a great environment for high school volleyball. Starting off with the junior waves for East Grand Forks. Nice little feature they do during the pregame ceremonies to get girls excited to be a future Green Wave volleyball player. The reserves for the Green Wave, and I just am taking note once again here for Grand Forks Central. They have 11 players listed on their varsity roster, 10 seniors. East Grand Forks has 12 players listed on their varsity roster with only 4 seniors listed, so certainly the experience will be in favor of Grand Forks Central. However, the height might be in favor of East Grand Forks. Now here are your starters, brought to you by Forks Fence Company, powered by Greenworks. Hayden Berg, the junior, is the first starter mentioned for East Grand Forks. Senior Lexi Colstow is the second starter mentioned for the Green Wave. Sophomore, number 11, Lainey Ham, so that's one of the underclassmen for East Grand Forks who is expected to make an impact all season long. And number 23, Tatum Vadova, has some nice length to her. Number 24, Ava Kleinwachter, also with some nice length. And then Brooke Hecht, the junior for East Grand Forks, cracks the starting lineup. And those are your starting lineups for both Grand Forks Central and East Grand Forks. Once again, that is brought to you by Forks Fence Company, powered by Greenworks, Grand Forks' #1 fence company. We are ready for some Cross River rivalry volleyball here inside of the East Grand Forks High School Gymnasium. Quite a crowd on hand. This is going to be an exciting environment for both of these teams. Trying to get into gear here to start the season. Grand Forks Central with a record of 1-5 in the early stages of the 2025 season. East Grand Forks has only played 2 games. They've lost both of them. So both of these teams looking to pick up some momentum as they head into conference season. For East Grand Forks, that is going to be Section 8 Class AA. And then for the Knights, that is going to be the Eastern Dakota Conference season. The Knights have played 6 games so far on the season with that 1 lone victory. However, they have yet to play a conference opponent. So the head coach for Grand Forks Central, Darren Kasperwitz, is really gearing his team up before the beginning of the meat and potatoes of the conference season. Grand Forks Central in their maroon jerseys, white lettering to signify their numbers and last names. East Grand Forks in their green jerseys with black sleeves. The liberos wearing white for both teams. Quite the uniform matchup, very traditional for both of these teams. Common opponents here. I'm sure a lot of these girls have played JO volleyball growing up together throughout their childhood, but they are going to be opponents tonight on the court here inside of the gymnasium of East Grand Forks High School. And Grand Forks Central will start off with the service. It is going to be Hallie Kohlmeyer doing the duties to start the match for the Knights. Nice strong serve there. East Grand Forks does a good job of setting it up. Nice spike at the near net there for East Grand Forks. That's Tatum Vadova, and East Grand Forks comes out to an early 1-0 lead here in set number 1. Starting the service for East Grand Forks is going to be their libero, Laurel Colstow. Nice spike from the near side, but East Grand Forks is able to play some defense and get that ball over. The spike on the near side from Grand Forks Central coming from number 7, Violet Sparts. We continue to play on. Nice touch play at the net there from East Grand Forks. Nice hands there from Lainey Hams, the sophomore. For a sophomore, she is probably the lengthiest player we see on the court right now. We do not have heights listed for the Green Wave, but the Wave have come out to an early 2-0 lead, and that has got their student section excited. Let's go, Green Waves have commenced. And the spike from the far side off of the hand of Marley Euler is a tad deep. So now Green Wave are off to a 3-0 run to start set number 1. Nice play at the net there from East Grand Forks. Grand Forks Central able to get it over. And there goes Hams once again trying another soft touch over. Grand Forks Central able to return. Hams now with a reverse set over the net. Now a spike from the far side. Nice touch there from Marley Euler. And Grand Forks Central gets on the board. Marley Euler, just 1 point after her spike from the far side was deep outside of the boundary. She responds there with a nice touch play cross court. And Grand Forks Central gets their first points of the match. Nice serve there from Grand Forks Central. Had the Green Wave sputtering. That coming off the hands of their libero, Piper Severson. Another nice touch play there at the net by Lainey Hams, and that really tied up the front net player there for Grand Forks Central, Brooklyn Strom. And East Grand Forks earns service back after a 3-0 run to start set number 1. The Ultra Health System scoreboard now reads 4-2 in favor of the Green Wave. Nice serve there from Kelsey Spilday. And once again, showing her dominance at the net is Lainey Hams, and she is emerging as a breakout player for East Grand Forks. The sophomore has made her presence felt all throughout set number 1 up until this point. East Grand Forks now with a 3-point lead in set number 1. Good job there by the libero for East Grand Forks, Laurel Coastal, to get that spike up. Here comes another one, and unable to block this one at the net for the Green Wave is Hayden Berg. J.C. Reardon with the kill there for the Knights, and that will bring them within 2. The junior varsity matchup was an intriguing one here between East Grand Forks and Grand Forks Central. It went to 3 sets, and if that's indicative of the matchup that we're going to see here in the varsity matchup, we're in for quite the treat. Now doing the serving for the Knights is going to be Rowan Olmstead. And Hams once again showcasing her hand-eye coordination just out of her reach for a spike, but she just reaches out with her right arm and touches it over the net. And East Grand Forks now have a 2-1 lead, 6-3 over Grand Forks Central. Hams with the block at the net. Grand Forks Central trying to set up yet another play, and the spike attempt off the hand of Marley Euler is going to go off the net. I do not believe that was blocked on the other side. Waiting for it was Sydney McDonald, but I believe that hit the net and came back. So that's going to be a point credited to East Grand Forks. They extend their lead to 7-3 over Grand Forks Central, and we have a battle of chanting going on between these student sections. The game inside the game, making it for quite an exciting environment. And Hams with the spike, and she hits the back line. This has been quite the treat to watch. Lainey Hams is having a breakout game for East Grand Forks, and for someone like myself, who this is the first time I've got my eyes on East Grand Forks volleyball this season, she's impressive and turning out to be a breakout star for the Green Wave. There's another touch on the other side of the net. Helping out Hams was Ava Kleinwachter, and there's Hams once again with a block at the net. East Grand Forks now leading 9-3. Nice knock there from Lainey Hams, and she has been impressive so far. She's had a hand in almost every point for East Grand Forks. Hayden Berg with the serve for the Green Wave. Central with a clean setup here, and that one's blocked at the net. And you guessed it, Lainey Hams. We have ourselves a very early candidate for PS Garage Doors Player of the Game. East Grand Forks gets to double digits here in set number 1. They lead by a score of 10-3 over Grand Forks Central. And the Central bench looks like they're close to taking a timeout, and there is going to be a fault on the service there for the Green Wave, and that's going to give the service right back to Grand Forks Central. They're going to want to go on a run here off the hands of Marley Euler. Her serve gets set way high up into the air. McDonald on the near side just barely gets it over the net. And now Grand Forks Central is going to have to spike it from the mid-offensive court, giving McDonald another crack at it. Nice clean set there by the Knights. And here's Reardon with some soft hands. Good job there by J.C. Reardon. And Grand Forks Central is attempting to go on a run. The Knights with consecutive points now make it a 5-point set. McDonald just sets that one over the net. Grand Forks Central free play here, and Reardon absolutely clobbered that one, but a nice dig there by Laurel Colstow. However, Grand Forks Central is going to come out victorious as the return from the Green Wave is out of bounds. 6-10 in favor of East Grand Forks. You're still in set number 1. A little bit of a delayed start to the beginning of this varsity matchup because the JV game went to 3 sets, and it was an instant classic. We're hoping for a similar type matchup here in the varsity game. And a nice play there on the far side. Once again, Lainey Hams. And she's making it look effortless, and now she's going to the service line, the sophomore for the Green Wave. Nice block at the net there from East Grand Forks as Reardon was trying to get it over the net, and it was blocked by Sydney McDonald. East Grand Forks has a sizable net front players. Hams leading the way so far. McDonald has made her presence felt, and I'm sure there are going to be other players who step up to the plate to contribute. Here's a spike from McDonald, and that one trims the net and comes over, lands in bounds. East Grand Forks now on another run. 13-6. Nice spike there from Sydney McDonald. Hams remains at the service line. And that was a deep serve there from Lainey Hams. Just a little bit too much muscle on that one, and we're going to get our first timeout here. Grand Forks Central getting some substitutions in. This brief timeout brought to you by Big Jim's Tire and Apex Apparel. Now J.C. Reardon at the service line for Grand Forks Central, and it's going to be a first serve fault. So it's going to go back to East Grand Forks with their lead doubled over Grand Forks Central, 14-7. Coming into the game now is Lexi Colstow for East Grand Forks, and she's going to step right up to the service line, right in front of her own student section. An attempted spike there at the net from Tatum Vodova, another impressive net player for East Grand Forks. Just got a little bit in front of that one, so that's going to give the service right back to Grand Forks Central. Point Green Wave. Nice block at the net there. That one was done by Brooke Hecht, another noticeable net player for East Grand Forks. Hit from the near side, that's Tatum Vodova. Now a spike on the far side off the hand of Hallie Kohlmeyer. And that's just what the doctor ordered for the Knights. They want to get Kohlmeyer heated up. She has a nice, strong fastball on the far side. That was too much to handle for the defense for East Grand Forks. And set number 1 is tightening up on our All True Health System scoreboard, 14-9 in favor of East Grand Forks. Serving now for the Knights is going to be number 9, Brooklyn Strom. Vodova with a strong spike on the near side, and East Grand Forks gets service right back. Score is correction, 16-9 now in favor of the Green Wave. A tandem of Vodova, certainly Lainey Hams, Sydney McDonald, Ava Kleinwachter, Brooke Hecht. East Grand Forks looking impressive in the early stages of this Cross River rivalry. Going up against Grand Forks Central. A spike from the far side, and it's a beauty. Good job there by Sydney Tullefson. She's heating up. Grand Forks Central starting to feel more comfortable at the net. 16-9. Hallie Kohlmeyer serving now for Grand Forks Central, trying to go on a run. Knights players bunched at the net. 3-3 rotation for East Grand Forks, returning the serve. This one's going to have to go over the net. Doing so is Laurel Colstow. Now a nice hands play on the far side from Grand Forks Central. East Grand Forks plays it beautifully, and that's going to be a nice touch by Brooke Heck to the junior for East Grand Forks, and they're going to get service right back. Now Laurel Coastal back on the service line for East Grand Forks, and that one's going to be a fault on serve number 1. So service is going to return now for Grand Forks Central. They trail by 7 against East Grand Forks on our All True Health System scoreboard, 17-10 in favor of EGF. Now serving for Grand Forks Central, this is going to be Piper Severson. Nice spike there from Reardon. East Grand Forks able to defend that one. That was Laurel Colstow with the dig. Now another spike on the far side, and the bump goes a little too strong for East Grand Forks. Ava Kleinwachter. Now East Grand Forks has scored consecutive points. One of the few times they've done so here in set number 1, trying to go on a run, is Piper Severson at the service line for Grand Forks Central. Strong serve. Gets bumped, set, and a spike from Hams. The set goes all the way up into the rafters. It hits the rafters, and that's still a live ball. And that made it tough to continue on. A strong set there from Hallie Kohlmeyer for Grand Forks Central. A little too strong. It goes all the way up to the rafters. And East Grand Forks gets service back, leading by 7, 18-11 on our All True Health System scoreboard. Spildy with the serve for East Grand Forks. Reardon with an over on the far side. Now a spike upcoming. It's just going to be an over there for Sydney McDonald. And another spike on the far side. This one is going to land in. Good play there by Marley Euler, the lone underclassman for Grand Forks Central. They have a team that includes 10 players on the varsity roster. 9 of them are seniors. Only one underclassman, and that's Marley Euler, and she's made her presence felt in the early stages here of set number 1. They trail by 6. Trying to go on a rally now is Rowan Olmsted. And that's a rare miss there from Hams. Her spike misses to the outside wide. So East Grand Forks on a bit of a rally here now, only trailing by 5. You want to watch out if you're East Grand Forks. They've had a comfortable lead throughout the duration here of set number 1, but East Grand Forks keeps climbing right back, and that's not going to help the Knights. That's going to be a fault on service number 2 there for Rowan Olmsted. So now East Grand Forks just 6 points away from securing set number 1. Taking care of the serving here is going to be Lexi Colstow. Trying to set up Reardon on the far side are the Knights, and she supplies her fastball. Just a heater off the hand of J.C. Reardon, and Grand Forks Central gets service right back. 19-14 in favor of the Green Wave. Here's Marley Euler at the service line for the Knights. Nice serve. East Grand Forks, the set on the back line there from Ava Kleinwachter, a little too strong. And now we're going to have a timeout here from East Grand Forks, and we're going to take it with them. Do not go anywhere. The score is 19-15 East Grand Forks in set number 1, going up against Grand Forks Central.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
Welcome back. We did not miss a second of the action. East Grand Forks still leading by a score of 19-15 on our All True Health System scoreboard here in set number 1. My name is Sam Jensen, providing color commentary for you this evening. Alongside me is our cameraman, the eyes of our sports department, Joey Spanger. Now at the service line is Marley Euler for Grand Forks Central, trying to continue to claw their way back. They trailed by as much as 7 here in set number 1. Nice bump there, a block by Reardon at the net. Grand Forks Central able to commit the return, and some miscommunication at the net for the Wave. Looked like Hams wanted to go after it. McDonald directly behind her. Maybe she heard footsteps, a little hesitant. Nevertheless, it is going to be a point for Grand Forks Central, and that will excite their student section. Euler trying to keep the run going for the Knights. Things have tightened up dramatically, 19-16 in favor of the Wave. Euler's serve is just a hair deep. And that was a little close for comfort, whoever East Grand Forks has designated on their bench to yell in or out. They had good lights there. That brings East Grand Forks to 20. Serving for the Green Wave is going to be their star sophomore, Lainey Hams. Rear end spike, and that one was blocked beautifully by Brooke Hecht. Just a fastball off the hands of J.C. Reardon, and Brooke Hecht met her directly at the top of the net. 21-16 now for the Wave, only 4 points away from securing set number 1. To the far side, Euler, and it's another nice touch at the net. That one was done by either Brooke Hecht or trying to get a number there by Ava Kleinwachter, and officially our public address announcer inside of the East Grand Forks High School Gymnasium is going to give credit to Kleinwachter for point 22 for the Green Wave. Not the best set there for Grand Forks Central, but that's going to be an ace credited to Lainey Hams. And we're going to have another timeout. This one is taken by East Grand Forks. This timeout is brought to you by Big Jim's Tire and Apex Apparel, your locally owned family-run apparel, sign, and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. And also Big Jim's Tire. No job is too big for Jim's. We're going to keep this break here on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network. We're making our way through this broadcast. A little bit of a delayed start with the JV matchup going all 3 sets. And set number 1 has been tight. East Grand Forks got off to an early lead. Their biggest lead that they have had has been 10-3, but since then, Grand Forks Central has clawed all the way back, trailing by as little as 2 at one point. Now needing a pretty big rally, trailing by 7, 23-16, as we're getting ready to wrap up set number 1. That scoring summary is brought to you by Bergstrom Electric. The light does shine brighter over at Bergstrom Electric. Hams with the serve for the Wave. Nice touch there by Kleinwachter, and that's going to be another point, 1 away from securing set number 1 for East Grand Forks. Set points, and the Green Wave have who they would like to be present on the service line. That is Lainey Hams, the sophomore. She gets the set point up and over. Grand Forks Central on the far side. That's going to be Euler gets it over. Miscommunication for the Green Wave side, just trying to get that one over. They do so, and more miscommunication at the net for the Knights, and that is going to be set number 1 in favor of East Grand Forks. So that will do it for set number 1. It goes in favor of East Grand Forks, 25-16 for EGF. We're going to head into set number 2. We are going to take a quick break and hear a word from our sponsors. Please do not go anywhere. This is Green Wave Grand Forks Central Night Volleyball on KNOX Live Sports.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersales.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
If you've got an electrical emergency, call RBB Electric. We are your 24/7 electrician. Your call will always be answered by an RBB employee ready to help 24/7. RBB Electric is on time every time. Your time is valuable, and we don't waste it. RBB Electric always calls ahead to schedule service. We are online always. If you suffer from slow download speeds, call our certified network designers and installers. On call, on time, and online. RBB Electric won't leave you in the dark. RBB Electric, your 24/7 electricians.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersales.com.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
And we return for set number 2. East Grand Forks with the service. Grand Forks Central able to get the first point, so they jump to their first lead of the match. And there's Lainey Hams right back picking up where she left off in set number 1. A near side spike, too much for Grand Forks Central to handle. And that will even things up here at 1-1 here in set number 2. After East Grand Forks won set number 1 by a score of 25-16. Good display of determination there for East Grand Forks Central. They trailed by as much as 7. They were able to claw their way back all the way down to a margin of 2. Before East Grand Forks went on a run and was able to win the set by 9. Serving now for the Green Wave is Kelsey Spilday. Spike on the near side, set beautifully. Now near side McDonald. Thrown up into the air by Euler. That's Kohlmeyer. And now once again another spike on the middle of the net. That is Lainey Hams once again. Picking up right where she left off. She was on a heater in set number 1, cooled down maybe for the final 10, 12 points or so, but her teammates were able to pick her up. Not like her performance fell off, but just didn't have the consecutive spikes that we saw, as now we have a deep fault for East Grand Forks that will tie the set right back up at 2. And Grand Forks Central would like to go on a run of their own here to try to build a comfortable lead in the second set. Piper Severson serving for the Knights. Here's Hams once again, and she's going to have another kill on the far side. Wasn't able to get her usual arm slot into that one, but she shows her high level of hand-eye coordination to be able to still get it over the net with some speed. East Grand Forks regains the lead. And at the net there, making a play, was Kleinwachter. McDonald on the near side. Kohlmeyer is able to get it up. Now a spike on the far side from Euler, and that's going to be a kill from the junior outside hitter for Grand Forks Central. And Rowan Olmstead and Sophie Johnson subbing in. Don't have Sophie Johnson on my program, so I'm going to have to write that one in. Nice dig by Kohlmeyer. Over to the far side, Euler with a kill. Nice up by East Grand Forks. McDonald has no choice but to plop that one right over. Here's Reardon at the middle of the net. Nice dig there by the libero for East Grand Forks, Laurel Colstow. Nice rally here for both teams. Near side, McDonald with a spike. She's met at the net. McDonald is able to put it right back up, and she's going to have another opportunity at it. This one set high up into the air. Needs to go over here for Kohlmeyer. She does a good job right at the back line. And here's Hams at the net. Met by Reardon. Reardon unable to get it back up once again. That was an incredible run for both teams. Just an amazing rally for both East Grand Forks and Grand Forks Central. The Wave awarded with the point. Laney Hams now at the service line for the Wave. Reardon with a spike on the far side, and that's going to be another kill for the senior leader for Grand Forks Central to even things back up. Set 2 thus far has been neck and neck. No team yet has been able to achieve a 2-point lead here in the second set. Laurel Colstow subbing in for East Grand Forks. And we have Marley Euler serving for Grand Forks Central. And just a bomb off the hand of Marley Euler, but it goes straight into the net. She expresses some disappointment in herself. That'll give the service right back to East Grand Forks. And they're going to try use this opportunity. Lexi Colstow subbing in and right to the service line. Also subbing in for the Green Wave is Tatum Vadova. Gets permission from the referees. Here comes Lexi Colstow. Sophie Johnson now freshly entering the game for Grand Forks Central with some nice finesse at the net. And this has been a back and forth set number 2. No team has been able to go on a multi-point rally up until this point. And now the star for Grand Forks Central wants to change that for the Knights. J.C. Reardon, the senior leader at the service line for Grand Forks Central, all knotted up at 5. Here in set number 2, East Grand Forks won the first set by a score of 25-16, and there's an ace for Reardon, ready to go on a run for Grand Forks Central. Reardon trying to copy and paste that serve here yet again. Nice deep serve to the back line. East Grand Forks able to get it over. Gives Grand Forks Central a chance to set something up at the net, but that is yet another instance of miscommunication at the net. A couple of those instances in set number 1 that plagued the Knights. That's the first time we've seen it. It's been pretty sharp here in set number 2 for Grand Forks. But that cost them a rally with Reardon at the service line, now tied up at 6 here in the second set. And an amazing backline spike there from Marley Euler. An absolute fastball to the cross-court far side corner. And Grand Forks Central gets the service right back. It's been back and forth all second set. And Brooklyn Strom serving. Then we have another number who I do not recognize on my program here for Grand Forks Central. I believe this is Kiana Heminger. listed as number 17 on the junior varsity roster. She's going to play at the net for the Knights. And near side, that was Tatum Vodova with the spike. Grand Forks Central able to defend that. A spike attempt on the far side from Julia Bibby goes into the net. Laurel Colstow at the service line, the libero for the Green Wave. Near side, that's Vodova. And just an awkward play at the net there gave Hayden Berg not a whole lot of options. She just tried to set that one over the net. Tried to bump it right at the net. Wasn't sure what she was going to do. Last second decision. Kind of ran out of real estate there at the net. So it's going to be a point awarded to Grand Forks Central. They now have the lead 8-7 here in set number 2. And a spike from the near side just inches away off of the arm of Lainey Hams. So now the biggest lead so far for Grand Forks Central here in this volleyball match. They have a 2-point lead in set number 2, trying to continue this run. Julia Bibby at the service line. And another great serve there. That's going to be an ace off the arm of Julia Bibby, the senior for Grand Forks Central. Vodova, nice spike, defended by Bibby. Now Grand Forks Central has to go over with it. The Green Wave have an opportunity to set up their offense. An over from Hams. And the response from Grand Forks Central fresh into the volleyball game for the Knights. That's Kiana Heminger, and she makes her presence felt. Now 11-7 in favor of Grand Forks Central. Julia Bibby still at the service line. The Knights now with the 4-point lead here in set number 2. East Grand Forks would like to stop the bleeding. Bibby doing a real good job on the back line. Far side spike from the middle of the court. Good job there by Marley Euler. Euler sets this one up. They're going to come to the near side. Heminger looking for another play. And that's going to be a wide spike off the arm of Lainey Hams. Grand Forks Central continues their run. They now lead 12-7 here in set number 2. Nice run here from Julia Bibby. When you have an experienced team like Grand Forks Central, they will not blink in the face of adversity, and they're showing that, going on an impressive run here in set number 2. East Grand Forks trying to stop the bleeding. Nice kill there from Hams. However, Grand Forks Central able to put that one right back up. I believe that was the libero, Piper Severson. And Tatum Vodova gets a kill. I thought Grand Forks Central was able to get a hand on it. The referees have a better angle than myself. So the Green Wave finally able to stop the bleeding. It's now 12-8 in favor of the Knights. Kelsey Spildy coming into the game along with Sydney McDonald. Spildy heading to the service line for the Green Wave. Trailing by 4 here in set number 2. And there's some miscommunication on the East Grand Forks side of the net. Lainey Hams and Sydney McDonald both unsure on who wanted to play that ball there for East Grand Forks. So it's going to be a point awarded to Grand Forks Central. They lead 13-8 here in set number 2 after dropping the first set 25-16 to East Grand Forks. Lainey Hams with the touch play at the net. Grand Forks Central was ready for it, and the return coming from Kohlmeyer, but that is going to be a hair deep. So the point is going to be awarded to East Grand Forks. Tightening up a little bit here, 13-9 in favor of the Knights. 4 points have been the maximum lead so far for Grand Forks Central here in set number 2. And there's a play at the net. Impressive job by Ava Kleinwachter reaching over the net and spiking a kill down. Impressive point brings EGF within 3. Point Green Wave there. They pull within 2. 13-11 here in the second set on our All True Health System scoreboard. Continuing at the service line is Haydenberg for the Green Wave. Reardon trying to get set up for a spike, set just a hair behind where she would have liked it. Gives East Grand Forks an opportunity to set up their offense. Cross court spike there from McDonald is going to miss wide to the far side. And that's going to give the service back to Grand Forks Central. They lead by 3, 14-11 on our All True Health System scoreboard. Rowan Olmstead at the service line now for Grand Forks. Nice touch play by Sophie Johnson. We did not see any action there from Johnson in set number 1. Here she comes in set number 2 and has made a couple of impact plays for the Knights. They now lead by 4, trailing by 1 set. McDonald bumps that one over the net. And once again, some miscommunication. Reardon with the pump fake, trying to get it to the far side to Marley Euler. And that miscommunication leads to a point for the Green Wave. They trail by 3. Now at the service line for East Grand Forks. This is going to be number 11. That's Lainey Hams. Strong spike there from J.C. Reardon. Grand Forks Central gets the point right back. Marley Euler now at the service line for Grand Forks with a 4-point lead here in set number 2. It's been a back and forth set. Grand Forks Central has gotten out to a 4-point lead, and it's been around that margin for the last handful of points. And a bump that didn't quite reach its intended target will result in a point for East Grand Forks. Lexi Colstow goes to the service line for East Grand Forks, trailing by 3. Strong serve from Colstow. Grand Forks Central scrambling, still able to get it over the net. Sophie Johnson with a soft touch at the net. East Grand Forks has a mid-court spike and a good spot there by Tatum Vadova. It hit the top of the net, and that slowed it down just a hair. It landed on the outside line. The Green Wave now trailed just by 2 here in the second set. 16-14 is our score in favor of Grand Forks Central. And a miss hit there from Reardon trying to go cross court, misses just wide. Now we have a 1-point set. 16-15, the Green Wave crawling back. Good service run here from Lexi Colstow. And there's an ace for Colstow, and that's going to tie it up for the Green Wave. Much to the pleasure of the Green Waves fans on the near side, and now Grand Forks is going to take a timeout, just as set number 2 has been knotted up. This timeout is brought to you by Big Jim's Tire and Apex Apparel. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to return with set number 2. This is KNOX Sports, Grand Forks, East Grand Forks Volleyball.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
And we return without missing a second of the action. It's all knotted up at 16. East Grand Forks on a run. The service run courtesy of Lexi Colstow. Reardon with some nice finesse at the net there. Everybody on the East Grand Forks side of the net thought she was going to bring her fastball. She opts for the changeup. Nice play there for Grand Forks Central out of their timeout. They regain the lead here in the second set on our All True Health System scoreboard, 17-16, after they saw their 4-point lead evaporate on that last run for East Grand Forks. Nice block at the net by East Grand Forks, courtesy of Brooke Hecht. Nice block for East Grand Forks. They tie it right back up. Back and forth, set number 2. We're all knotted at 17. Ava Kleinwachter at the service line for the Green Wave. Strong serve, and the set goes all the way to the near side stands. Sophie Johnson unable to get to it. So that's an ace for Kleinwachter, and the Wave have taken the lead here in the second set. Grand Forks Central watching their lead evaporate. Let's see how their senior leadership responds, now trailing by 1 after dropping set number 1 as well. This one needs to go over. Nice dig there for East Grand Forks' Laurel Colstow, and East Grand Forks is able to take advantage. Nice spike at the net from Sydney Tollefson, but Colstow goes to the ground and is able to get the dig, and East Grand Forks is awarded with the point. They now lead by 2 in the second set. Kleinwachter with the serve. Far side, nice block at the net by Hecht. Hecht and Hams teaming up for that one. Miracle return there for Grand Forks Central, creating an opportunity, and the block returned by Grand Forks Central misses wide to the near side. So that was a nice kill there by Tatum Vadova. They now have reached the 20-point mark here in set number 2, leading Grand Forks Central 20-17. A conference of the referees here on the near side, trying to determine whether or not that was indeed a point for East Grand Forks, and they are going to stand with the call on the court. So the call on the court will be confirmed. The line official on the East Grand Forks side of the court wanted to have a conversation with the lead referee here, and there's an ace for Kleinwachter, 21-17. Grand Forks Central led by as much as 4 here in set number 2. Now East Grand Forks swings the pendulum back all the way to the opposite direction. They now lead by 4, 21-17. Great kill by Brooke Hecht. Grand Forks Central still with an opportunity for a return, and they're able to do so. Nice defense there for the Knights after the spike from Hecht. And now a spike from Grand Forks Central off to the hands of Piper Severson, and she's going to be credited with the kill there. Great defense, turning it into offense for Grand Forks Central. They show a sign of life, now trailing. Whoa, we have a point now. Unsure on what the ruling was there. Maybe a net play. Head coach for Grand Forks Central, Darwin Kasperwitz, really wants an explanation from the far side official. So it is going to be awarded to East Grand Forks. It's going to be 22-17 in favor of East Grand Forks. That was a big momentum play for Grand Forks Central. Gets taken off the board. Now the Green Wave only 3 points away from getting a 2-set lead. And the spike on the near side off of the arm of Sophie Johnson misses wide to the near side. Now we're going to have a timeout called by Coach Kasprowitz for Grand Forks Central. They trail by 6, 23-17 here in set number 2 after they dropped the first set 25-16. All of our scoring updates brought to you by Bergstrom Electric. The light indeed does shine brighter over at Bergstrom Electric. Whether it's a residential or a commercial project, trust the pros, an employee-owned electrical company here in Grand Forks, Bergstrom Electric. And this timeout is going to be brought to you by Big Jim's Tire. No job is too big for Jim's. And also Apex Apparel. Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run apparel, sign, and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. Maybe for your youth program, you need some upholstery, some screen printing done on your uniforms, or if you want to get ahead for the upcoming slow pitch softball season, reach out to Elizabeth and her team over at Apex Apparel, and they will get you taken care of. Those are our timeout sponsors for KNOX Sports, Big Jim's Tire, and Apex Apparel. Coming out of the timeout, East Grand Forks remains at the service line, only 2 points away from getting a 2-set lead over their Cross River rival, the Grand Forks Central Knights. Ava Kleinwachter, strong serve to the back line. Spike to the far side. And that was a good touch there from Hallie Kohlmeyer. And that's just what the doctor ordered for the Knights. They're going to need to go on a run here. Checking back in for Grand Forks Central is Kiana Heminger and Brooklyn Strom. Brooklyn Strom heads to the service line, looking to go on a run, a much-needed run for Grand Forks Central. A nice spike on the near side from Tatum Vadova. Too much to handle for Grand Forks. And that will bring us to set point for the Green Wave. Trying to bring the Wave home here in set number 2 will be their libero, Laurel Colstow. Lainey Hams with a good look. Nice return there from Grand Forks Central. Now to the near side. That's going to be Tatum Vadova, and she's going to finish off set number 2 for East Grand Forks. Final 25-18, and EGF are in the lead, 2-0 over Grand Forks Central. We're going to head to an intermission timeout here. This intermission timeout will be brought to you by our intermission sponsors, Grand Forks Welding, the men of steel since 1885, and High Plains Water, your home's clear choice for awesome water. We'll be right back with Green Wave and Night Volleyball on KNOX Live Sports.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersales.com.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorth.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. Pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. SprayAdvantage.com.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
The Ski and Bike Shop proudly supports our local high school athletes on the field, the court, and beyond. Just like sports, adventure starts with the right gear. The Ski and Bike Shop, where your next adventure begins.
And we are set to start set number 3 here. East Grand Forks to a 2-0 lead set score start. Winning set number 1, 25-16, and set number 2, 25-18. They were trailing most of set number 2. That shows the determination for East Grand Forks and the maturity of this young volleyball team to be able to claw all their way all the way back, trailing by as much as 4 at one point. Now Grand Forks Central looking to try get a spark here in set number 3, and they're going to try come all the way back. That scoring update brought to you by Bergstrom Electric, and this brief intermission report is brought to you by Grand Forks Welding and High Plains Water. Set number 3, starting off the serving is Marley Euler for Grand Forks Central, and she's going to start it off with an ace. Goes through the hands of Lexi Colstow. Wasn't exactly ready for that one, and she looks to her bench and says, my bad. That's a 1-0 lead here in set number 3 for Grand Forks Central. They would like to go on a multi-point run here to start set number 3 to try build themselves a cushion. Marley Euler serves up her second serve of the game, and she is supported by the net as it just barely touches the top and then creeps over everybody on the front side. The net front for East Grand Forks was ready for that to be played by the back row. However, it tips the net, and it's going to be a tough play for there. And there's another ace. 3 serves, 3 aces for Marley Euler to start set number 3, and she is feeling it. Marley Euler chants now erupting from the student section here for Grand Forks Central. On a 3 consecutive ace rally here for Grand Forks Central to start the 3rd set. This one should be returned by East Grand Forks, and it is. Just barely getting that one over the net is Tatum Vadova, and East Grand Forks is able to stop the bleeding. They trail by 2 in the very early stages here in set number 3. Laurel Colstow, the libero for East Grand Forks, the first one to step up to the service line here in the 3rd set for the Green Wave. This should be returned by Grand Forks Central. However, it's going to be hit into the net by Sydney Tollefson. So East Grand Forks gets back-to-back points. They now trail by a single point, 3-2 on our All-True Health System scoreboard. And East Grand Forks has a set lead of 2-0. Nice touch at the net there by Julia Bibby. Julia Bybee, correction. That's the pronunciation I'm hearing from the public address announcer here inside the gymnasium of East Grand Forks High School. So that will double the lead for Grand Forks Central, leading 4-2 here in set number 3, trying to get a multi-point cushion to feel comfortable. And there's another ace. Out of the 5 points here in set number 3, 4 have been aces for Grand Forks Central. 3 credited to Marley Euler, and that most previous one will be credited to Piper Severson, who will stay at the service line. Everybody in the gymnasium thought that point, which is credited to Grand Forks Central, was going to be coming to the near side to Lainey Hams. However, an attempted set backwards to Tatum Vadova, trying some misdirection there at the net where East Grand Forks. It's going to cost them. They now trail by 4. It's their biggest deficit in any set so far in this match. And Reardon just has to swing through on that one, electing it to let it go to the far side. Once again, another case of miscommunication at the net for Grand Forks Central. That's going to cost him a point. Coming to the service line now for the Green Wave is going to be Kelsey Spildy. Euler with an attempted spike on the far side. That was actually Julia Bybee. And it just is maybe 24 inches deep there. East Grand Forks trailed 6-2. Now they're crawling back. They only trail by 2, 6-4 on our Ultra Health System scoreboard here in set number 3. Reardon with an off-center spike to the cross court. Now McDonald. This one's going to go to Hams, and it is going to be blocked at the net, but it's going to fall right to the hardwood, and that's going to be a kill credited to Lainey Hams. East Grand Forks on a rally here, 3 points in a row. Good set to Reardon. McDonald with a good up. Now she's going to have an opportunity to spike it, and maybe lost her footing there, and her sense of gravity didn't allow her to get good wood on that spike. So service will return to Grand Forks Central. They were able to stop the bleeding. A nice 4-point run for East Grand Forks. It was a 3-point run. They were trailing by 6-2. The score now stands 7-5 in favor of Grand Forks Central here in set number 3. Olmsted with the serve. Hams with just a bump over the net. Here's Reardon with a spike, and that one's going to be too much to handle for Colstow for East Grand Forks. Reardon with her fastball gives East Grand Forks Central a 3-point lead. Olmsted, senior setter for the Knights, will stay at the service line. Comes to the near side, McDonald. Cross-court spike. Set up nicely by Severson. And a nice kill there by Bybee. Grand Forks Central returns right back to where they started from. A 4-point lead here in set number 3. Now reads 9-5 in favor of the Knights. And Olmsted throws her third serve into the net. So that was going to stop a 2-point run for Grand Forks Central. Hayden Berg with an ace now for East Grand Forks. They're going to try crawl back once again. They've shown the ability to do so. Junior setter for East Grand Forks, Hayden Berg, has not left the court much for the Green Wave. And that's back-to-back aces for Berg. The deficit is now 1 for East Grand Forks, 9-8 in favor of Grand Forks Central. On our All-True Health System scoreboard, Berg looking for her third consecutive ace. Grand Forks Central able to return it, but it goes right into the wheelhouse of Ava Kleinwachter, and she's going to get a cross-court kill, and that will tie things up for Grand Forks and East Grand Forks, and that's going to be a timeout called by the Knights. This timeout, once again, brought to you by Big Jim's Tire. No job is too big for Jim's. And Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run apparel, sign, and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. We're going to take this break with our officials on the court. We'll be right back with Green Wave and Night Volleyball on KNOX Live Sports.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
Once again, not missing a second of the action. Grand Forks Central calling a timeout to try stop this run. They had a 3-point lead. Now we're knotted up at 9, and a play out of the timeout will be one too many hits for Grand Forks Central. That is going to be a nice play there by Hayden Berg. She's been performing rather admirably from the service line here in set number 3. Like I mentioned just a moment ago, she has not left the court quite often, so this is a setter that East Grand Forks will rely on all season long. Attempted kill there from Reardon, misses deep. And East Grand Forks will continue their run, now leading 11-9 here in set number 3 with a 2-set lead, winning set number 1 25-16. Set number 2 also went in favor of the Green Wave, 25-18. Sneaky play there by Rowan Olmstead, catching East Grand Forks off guard, and that will return the service back to the Knights. Grand Forks Central had one more touch on their side of the net. Olmstead deciding to catch the Green Wave off guard. Nice play there for the Knights. They now trail by 1. Cross-court kill there from Hams. Central able to set it up. Sophie Johnson with an over. This one has to go over from the libero for East Grand Forks. That's Laurel Colstow. Laurel Colstow with a nice dig there. This is going to be an opportunity for McDonald, and she's blocked at the net by Reardon, and we are all evened up once again here in set number 3. 11-11 is our score on our All True Health System scoreboard. It's been a back and forth matchup all throughout each set. East Grand Forks has been able to pull away in sets number 1 and 2. Grand Forks Central would like to return the favor here in the third. Miraculous dig on the back near side of the court for East Grand Forks. All for naught from Kelsey Spildy. So Grand Forks Central regains the lead. Now 12-11 in favor of the Knights. At the service line is Julia Bybee. This one has to go over. McDonald will do so cross court. Bybee with an us up. Johnson's going to set this one up for Reardon. Nice set. McDonald now on the near side. Pushes this one over. And a nice kill on the far side. A pump fake from Reardon allows Marley Euler to kill that one on the far side. And Grand Forks Central is feeling it now out of the timeout. They have a 2-point lead here in the third set, 13-11. Bybee continuing her run at the service line. This one's going to be set up to McDonald on the near side. She's going to hit it into the net, but it's going to be a point in favor of East Grand Forks. That's where my knowledge of the rules of volleyball fail me. It sure looked like that point should have been awarded to Grand Forks Central. Nevertheless, I trust the referees on the court. And it looked like Grand Forks Central was not ready for that serve from Lainey Hams. She's going to be credited with an ace. And with that ace, we're all knotted up once again, 13 aside. Star sophomore for East Grand Forks with another serve over. This one's going to be set up to McDonald on the near side. She just puts it where Grand Forks Central was not. She finds the dead spot in the defense for the Knights. So that's going to be a kill credited to Sydney McDonald. Another sophomore for this East Grand Forks team. Lainey Hams and Sydney McDonald, both sophomores, and they've been two of the best players at the net so far this evening for the Green Wave. Euler with the kill on the far side. Once again, Reardon with the pump fake, allowing her teammate, the junior Marley Euler, the outside hitter, to get a whack at it, and that will tie things right back up at 14. Back and forth, set number 3. Who's going to go on a run? Now Reardon at the service line for the first time here in the third set. Star player for the Knights, trying to bring them a run that they so desperately need, and that was an ace to the back line. It was likely going to be very close to the boundary line on the back line here inside of the East Grand Forks High School gymnasium. Electing to go for it was Laurel Colstow, and that's a good decision. You'd rather at least give it an effort than let it land inside the boundary. And there's another ace there from Reardon. And once again, the Grand Forks Central Student Section, inspired by the performance of their classmate J.C. Reardon, chanting her name inside enemy territory. Good athletic over there from Ava Kleinwachter. She has to punch this one up. Colstow sets it to McDonald. Now far side, Grand Forks Central needs this one to get over, and that is hit number. It's a point for the Green Wave. Nice run at the service line there for J.C. Reardon. She is going to take a seat on the bench. Star middle hitter for the Knights, eagerly chomping at the bit to get back into this game. Far side spike goes off the side of the hand of Kelsey. Correction, that goes off the side of the hand of Sydney Tollefson. So now we're all even up once again, this time 16 apiece here in set number 3. And that one barely just gets over the net. Licking her chops was Brooke Hecht, and she's going to spike that one right back into the net. So service will return to Grand Forks Central. Kiana Heminger coming back into the game for Grand Forks Central. Also checking in is going to be Brooklyn Strom, and she's going to go to the service line. Serve from Strom goes into the net. Nice over by Heminger. Now Brooke Hecht with an over. Nice up by Heminger. This is going to allow a spike. Nice dig there from Colstow. Cross-court spike from Vodova. Grand Forks Central able to return. This one's going to go to Brooke Hecht at the middle of the net, and she's going to get the kill. East Grand Forks regains the lead, 18-17. Good display of volleyball on both sides of the net on that point. Brooke Hecht from her position, the middle hitter. And a deep service there off of the hands of Ava Kleinwachter will tie things right back up, 18 apiece. Can feel things getting more tense. East Grand Forks has the liberty of playing with more freedom with a 2-set lead. Grand Forks Central with their backs up against the wall. Marley Euler on the service line, and her serve is going to be deep. Deep by about 12 inches. Will give the service right back to East Grand Forks. Now into the hands of their libero, Laurel Colstow. Nice serve from Colstow. Grand Forks Central able to get that one over, and then a nice spike at the net from Hayden Berg. Deciding, I'm not going to set this one. I'm going to take care of business myself in a premium spot in the middle of the net. And East Grand Forks now has a 2-point advantage in set number 3, inching closer to match point. Far side spike was a beauty off the hands of Julia Bybee. Good effort there. That was going to be in if it was not touched. Laura Colstow was able to get a hand on it. She had to give forth an effort as that was going to be right inside of the boundary. Service will return to Grand Forks Central, trailing by 1. 20-19 on our All True Health System scoreboard. Piper Severson, the libero for the Knights at the service line. And that's going to be a carry for East Grand Forks. So the point is rewarded to Grand Forks Central. That call I do know from the head official here on the near side. That is a carry. Didn't look egregious, but a carry is a carry, regardless of how blatant it might be. And a kill attempt off of the hands of number 23, Tatum Vadova, just a hair deep. And Grand Forks Central has regained the lead with their backs up against the wall here in set number 3. And now we're going to get a timeout from East Grand Forks. We're going to take it with them. Just a 1-point game here in set number 3. This is Green Wave and Night Volleyball on KNOX Live Sports.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
If you've got an electrical emergency, call RBB Electric. We are your 24/7 electrician. Your call will always be answered by an RBB employee ready to help 24/7. RBB Electric is on time every time. Your time is valuable, and we don't waste it. RBB Electric always calls ahead to schedule service. We are online always. If you suffer from slow download speeds, call our certified network designers and installers. On call, on time, and online. RBB Electric won't leave you in the dark. RBB Electric, your 24/7 electricians.
Not missing a second of the action. Once again, thank you to our sponsors, our timeout sponsors, Big Jim's Tire and Apex Apparel. Grand Forks Central on a run, trying to close out their first set of the matchup here in set number 3. And Laney Hams with an unusual mishit at the near side net will give the Knights a 2-point advantage here in the third. Good run here from the service line for Piper Severson. East Grand Forks has been in a similar position just a set ago. And nice play at the net there from Hams, getting a block and then a touch consecutively to keep the play alive. But a kill at the net. Good job there by Marley Euler. And now East Grand Forks Central only 2 points away from securing their first set victory of the matchup. Now we're going to have yet another timeout. We're going to keep this one here. Once again, coming from East Grand Forks, their head coach, Paula Devine, wants a word with her Green Wave squad. Once again, this timeout is brought to you by Big Jim's Tire. No job is too big for gyms. And Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run apparel, sign, and promotional items shop in Grand Forks right on Demers Avenue. This broadcast would not be possible, again, without our network sponsors, Grand Trailer Sales, your trusted partner in hauling solutions since 2007, and also Rivard's Turf and Forage, a specialized seed company in Grand Forks. Visit us at rivards.com. We have ourselves an agreement here between our cameraman, Joey Spangler, and a member of the Grand Forks Central student section. We have a potential backflip. So that's what's on the line for our viewers, and we will catch that on camera if Grand Forks Central is able to close out set number 3. And they are as close as they've been all night long, losing set number 1, 25-16, and losing the second, 25-18. Feeling it at the service line is Piper Severson, just 2 points away from making this a set score of 2-1. And out of the timeout, East Grand Forks executes just how Paula Devine drew it up. Nice kill there from Tatum Vadova. And the backflip jinx may be in effect here. It's now 23-21. At the service line for East Grand Forks is Kelsey Spildy. And Reardon with the kill on the far side. That's just what the doctor ordered for Grand Forks Central. When you need a big play, you don't call a play, you call on your best player, and that's exactly what Grand Forks Central just did. J.C. Reardon with an absolute missile from the far side net, and now we have a set point for Grand Forks Central. At the service line, trying to bring it home for the Knights is Rowan Olmstead, the senior setter. McDonald trying to find a soft spot in the defense for the Knights, and there's Reardon again, but it's a block at the net coming from Laney Hams. Two of the best players in the region meeting each other right at the net. That's a block party for Laney Hams. And now it'll be 24-22, still a set point for Grand Forks Central. The Wave need to go on a run. Far side, Reardon with the soft touch. McDonald needs to get this one over. She does so to the back line. Johnson, far side, setting up Bybee, and that one's blocked. Block party for East Grand Forks, this time by Ava Kleinwachter. Makes it a 1-point set, 24-23. East Grand Forks with back-to-back points to try crawl back into this one, and that serve is going to go into the net, and Grand Forks Central gets their set victory, and now our cameraman is going to focus his attention, and we, instead of getting a backflip or getting a worm, that's an all-time back out from Brooklyn Bruce. That is not what we were expecting. Oh, here it is. There's the backflip from Brooklyn Bruce. This Grand Forks Central student section is alive, and the set score is now 2-1. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back with set number 4. This is Green Wave and Night Volleyball on KNOX Live Sports.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to grandforkswelding.com.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great-tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
Big Jim's Tire is the area's #1 farm and ag tire supplier, and with Harvest here, you want the best. Best tires, best service, and Big Jim's will get it done fast to get you moving again. Big Jim's Tire, Grand Forks.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Nothing feels or performs better than a properly fitted golf club. Whether it's irons, driver, or putter, call us today for your free club fitting. For over 30 years, the Golf Center in Grand Forks has been your club fitting leader.
Pro Ag in Grand Forks and Grafton carries the equipment and parts on hand to make your farming operation run smooth. They carry all major brands like Honeybee, Alloway, Amity, Artex, Hardy, Capello, Monosem, Pickett, Wilrich, and Black Ace. So whether you're trading in, buying, or just need parts, go to ProAgEquip.com to see everything Pro Ag has to offer.
We very much take a lot of pride in our work. Customer service has always been our #1.
We have the best materials. You're going to have the best people in the area to do the job.
If you can dream it up, we can make it happen.
Or head to gworkslf.com to get started.
From tears in your car, truck, boat, or farm equipment seats to making boat covers or complete restorations of the interior of your hot rod, Finest Auto Trim in Grand Forks can make the inside of your rides look brand new. Big or small, Finest Auto Trim can cover it all. To get a quote, go to finestautotrim.com.
And we play on. We are headed to set number 4 here inside the East Grand Forks High School Gymnasium. That intermission break is brought to you by Grand Forks Welding, the Men of Steel since 1885, and High Plains Water, your home's clear choice for awesome water. Set number 1 went in favor of the Green Wave, 25-16. Set number 2 also went towards the Wave, 25-18. And Grand Forks Central won a nail-biter in set number 3, 25-23. Now we're getting ready to start the 4th set with both teams looking to pick up some momentum heading into the meat and potatoes of their conference season. For East Grand Forks, that's Section 8, Class AA in Minnesota High School Volleyball. And for East Grand Forks Central, it's going to be the Eastern Dakota Conference in North Dakota. Colstow with the serve for East Grand Forks. Nice set on the backside. McDonald needing to get that one over, does so. It's going to be a tight play at the net, and it's going to be killed and finished off by Ava Kleinwachter. Tatum Vadova, correction. Laurel Colstow continues to be at the service line now for the Green Wave. A strong kill there from Kiana Heminger. And Grand Forks Central evens it right back up. We did not see any action from Heminger in set number 1, but she's been seeing increased playing time here in sets 2, 3, and 4. She's had some solid plays. Heminger dual rostering on the JV roster and the varsity roster. The junior is for Grand Forks Central, one of the few juniors getting playing time for the Knights in 2025. Now at the line for GFC is Julia Bybee, waiting on the far side official, having a conference with Paula Devine, the head coach of East Grand Forks, unsure on what they could possibly be discussing. And now the referees are going to have a conference on the near side. This gives us another opportunity to give a shout out to our timeout sponsors. Big Jim's Tire, no job is too big for Jim's. And Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family run apparel, sign, and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. Not sure what the referees could be discussing here. It was Paula Devine who went to the far side official and wanted some clarification on a specific issue, which doesn't really make rational sense considering East Grand Forks had won the most previous point. And now Paula Devine is going to get a explanation from the far side official. That's Ref Murphy. Providing a lengthy dialogue here as we have now crossed 9 o'clock here for this broadcast. It started a little bit late. Originally, first tip was scheduled for 7:30, but we did not get started until about 7:35, 7:36 because of the junior varsity matchup going to the maximum 3 sets in that match. And now I'm awaiting the boos from the Grand Forks Central student section. Everybody in the gymnasium, aside from the referee and the coach for East Grand Forks, Paula Devine, wanting to continue on, but nobody getting too antsy. No boos yet. We're lucky Joey Spanger, our cameraman, is not in the student section for Grand Forks Central. Otherwise, I'm sure he would be leading the charge. Sam Jensen providing commentary for you here this evening inside the East Grand Forks High School. And there it is, the chants from Grand Forks Central chanting, "Let's play volleyball." That was just on time from the GFC student section. And now Grand Forks Central's head coach, Darwin Kasperwitz, getting an explanation. Once again, completely unsure on what could possibly be discussed right now at this moment in time. And we play on. Finally, we get a thumbs up from the far side official. Our primary official on the lead near side says play on. It's 1-1 in set number 4. Set score is 2-1 in favor of East Grand Forks. McDonald with some nice finesse at the net. Now a kill from Hams. This one needs to be thrown over the net from Grand Forks Central, and they're able to do so. Nice defense there. Kind of a all over the place play. Nice kill there from Tatum Vadova. Finishes that one off for East Grand Forks and gives the Green Wave the lead here in the early stages of set number 4. Kelsey Spildy serving now for EGF. Nice dig there from East Grand Forks on the back row. That's Kelsey Spildy. And that's the difference maker for East Grand Forks. That dig on the back row for the Green Wave kept the point alive, turning defense into offense for EGF. They now lead by 2 here in set number 4, 3-1 on our All True Health System scoreboard after dropping set number 3 for the clean sweep, 25-23. And that's Lainey Hams doing what Lainey Hams does, being served that ball on a platter, and she does not hesitate to send it right back with the spike off of her right arm. East Grand Forks now on a run. They lead 4-1. EGF trying to create a comfortable margin here And the serve from Spilty is going to be deep. So EGF has a chance to get right back into it. Still very much in the early stages of set number 4. Score is only 4-2 now in favor of the Wave over the Knights. Severson serving for Grand Forks. Nice dig. This one now needs to go over. Severson's going to do so for the Knights. And another great touch play there. Everybody's expecting the fastball there from Lainey Hams. She opts to move forward with the changeup, just popping that one right over the front row of Grand Forks into no man's land in the GFC defense. Now Hayden Berg serving for East Grand Forks. And that's an ace for Berg. I have not seen her leave the court. Hayden Berg getting a lot of court time for the Green Wave in this Cross River rivalry matchup. 6-2 is the score here in set number 4. The Green Wave have a set lead of 2-1. Nice touch by Heminger to get that one over. Reardon with the fastball, blocked at the net by Hams, and that's an amazing block as Reardon gave that one her all. She thought maybe she mishit it watching her communicate with her teammates. Nevertheless, it's going to be a block credited to Hams and a point for East Grand Forks. They now lead 7-2. This one needs to go over for the Knights. They do so. Berg sets this one up for McDonald. Her cross-court spike is not able to be returned by Grand Forks Central. And now EGF is on a major run. They now lead by 6, 8-2, and that's going to warrant a timeout from the head coach for Grand Forks, Darwin Kasperwitz. We're going to keep this one right here with you. Actually, we're going to take a break. We're going to take a timeout with our colleagues down on the court. Score is 8-2 here in set number 4. The Wave over the Knights, set score of 2-1. This is high school volleyball on KNOX Live Sports.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersSales.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Welcome back. Once again, we are right on schedule here with our sports department at KNOX. We did not miss another second of the action. Still at the service line for East Grand Forks is Hayden Berg, coming out of a timeout called by Grand Forks Central, trying to stop the bleeding. Let's see what they dial up out of the timeout, and they give it to their top player. Once again, that's J.C. Reardon, and service will return to Grand Forks Central. That timeout, once again, brought to you by Big Jim's Tire and Apex Apparel. Good job there by the head coach for the Knights, Darwin Kasperwitz, drawing that play up out of the timeout, and it worked exactly the way he drew it up. Rowan Olmstead now at the service line for GFC. And right on the line from Sydney McDonald, the sophomore for East Grand Forks. Looks like she just mishit it, but that's exactly where she wanted it, finding a soft spot in the Grand Forks defense. And East Grand Forks gets service right back. Now it's going to be Lainey Hams at the service line for the Wave. Sophie Johnson with a strong spike that just gets over the top defensive line for East Grand Forks. Just barely gets over the defender on the front line, Brooke Hecht for East Grand Forks, and GFC gets service right back, trailing by 5. And an amazing dig there from Hayden Berg. Just a desperation dive and dig. Finds its way over the net and finds once again the soft spot in the defense on the near side line, just inside the boundary. And that was a stellar potential play of the game there from Hayden Berg, denying Grand Forks Central an opportunity to go on a run here in set number 4. And that's going to be an ace for East Grand Forks. That's going to be credited to Lexi Colstow. Have a couple of Colstows on East Grand Forks team. Laurel is the libero, and then this is Lexi Colstow at the service line. And she's going to get yet another ace. Back-to-back aces for East Grand Forks. They now lead 12-4. Back-to-back for Colstow. Euler checking in now for Grand Forks Central. Coming in replace of Allie Kohlmeyer. Nice kill by Reardon once again. All the plays are now being dialed up for Reardon at the net for Grand Forks Central. Now she's going to walk to the service line, trailing by 7 here in set number 4. It's a must-win set for Grand Forks Central to force this to a tiebreak. And a little bit luck of the net when you're a good player. Sometimes you get bounces like that, and that's exactly what just happened for J.C. Reardon. That's going to be credited as an ace to bring it to a 6-point set, 12-6 in favor of East Grand Forks. East Grand Forks wondering if Grand Forks Central reached over the net during that point. No call from the officials. And now the Central Knights are going on a bit of a run themselves, being led by their senior leader, J.C. Reardon. Nice kill there from Vadova. Grand Forks Central able to defend it. They return. Now East Grand Forks scrambling. Nice touch at the net there from Severson. And this one is going to be returned, but out of bounds on the far side. Nice touch play at the net there from Ava Kleinwachter, but it misses just wide on the far side of the court for those watching on KNOX Live Sports. Reardon continues with this run. Now just a 4-point set. 12-8 in favor of the Wave. What a kill at the net there from Sydney Tollefson, and Grand Forks Central has all the momentum. Now just a 3-point set. A wet spot on the court. Getting thrown a towel is Kleinwachter. She's going to wipe that down on the East Grand Forks side of the court. And J.C. Reardon doing well at the service line. Nice kill there from Tollefson. The Knights are not dead yet. And a deep serve there from Reardon will end the run for Grand Forks Central. Score is now 13-9 at the service line now for East Grand Forks. This is going to be Ava Kleinwachter, senior for this East Grand Forks squad. Sophie Johnson with the touch play at the net. This one's going to get returned to the near side, and it's going to be a block, but it's going to be a point credited to East Grand Forks. Kill credited to Tatum Vadova. That pushes the lead to 5, 14-9 on our All True Health System scoreboard. And a kill from Vadova on the near side, just barely misses the back boundary, maybe by less than 6 inches there. And the service will return to Grand Forks Central. They have a handful of substitutes. Coming in is Strom, as well as Kiana Heminger. Going to the service line is going to be Brooklyn Strom. And that appeared to be a block from Grand Forks Central, so Ava Kleinwachter thought she had the green light for consecutive hits. Nevertheless, that's going to be a block at the net credited to Heminger. And now the Knights trail but just by 3. Good serve by Strom. Near side block at the net. Tollefson with the return. East Grand Forks able to get it back. Now to the far side. Nice touch play there by Julia Bybee. Now the Knights trail just by 2, 14-12 here in set number 4. Don't start your cars yet. It's not that cold here in the greater Grand Forks region, but the Knights are not dead yet. Down 2-0, winning set number 3. Down by as much as 7 here in set number 4, the Knights. Another nice serve from Strom. Berg's going to set this one up. Block at the net for Grand Forks Central. This one's going to come to the near side, and Vadova is going to be able to get the kill there. Nice job by Tatum Vadova to stop the bleeding for the Green Wave. They get service back with a lead of 3. Good kill on the near side. This one done by Brooklyn Strom, and Grand Forks Central has kicked it into gear here in the middle stages of set number 4. Score is now 13-15, still in favor of the Wave, but the Knights continue to creep right back. Bybee at the service line now for the Knights. Hams with the touch play. Good dig. Grand Forks Central able to keep it alive. Nice touches at the net. Good hand-eye coordination there from Tollefson. Grand Forks Central able to pop that one up. This one needs to go over. Tollefson does so. Great dig from the back line there from East Grand Forks. And a kill from the front near side. Tatum Vadova back-to-back points. That was an exciting volleyball play there. Just a great rally, good hand-eye coordination at the net. And it ended with Vadova getting a ball right in her wheelhouse, and she does not make any doubts about that one. An errant set from the near side from Grand Forks Central will be an unforced error. Point credited to Grand Forks East Grand Forks, correction. Still at the service line for the Green Wave. This is number 6, I believe. This is Spildy. Nice play there from Tollefson. She's starting to heat up at the net, earning another point for the Knights. Tollefson is going to check out. In comes Reardon. Libero Piper Severson at the service line now for GFC, trailing by 3. Must have it set here for the Knights to send this one to a tie break. And Lainey Hams gets one a little bit off her center of gravity, but she showcases her hand-eye coordination. A little off-balance kill there for Hams, and she's able to put it away. And East Grand Forks back with the 4-point lead. Berg at the service line, and that's going to be yet another ace for Hayden Berg, the sophomore for East Grand Forks. She has been effective at the service line all night long. The lefty for East Grand Forks from the service line, Hayden Berg. Set to the far side, Reardon, a touch at the net. 2 more touches here. McDonald near side. Far side spike attempt there from Kleinwachter, misses D. So service returns to Grand Forks Central. Rowan Olmstead at the service line now for the Knights, trailing by 4. Double clutch serve there of sorts. Comes to the near side. Nice touch there by Kleinwachter. Potentially could have been out. Nevertheless, it gets set. Now McDonald with a cross-court spike for the kill. Sydney McDonald with the kill for East Grand Forks. Now service returns to the green wave. Laney Hams not trying to give the ball back to the Knights. Nice soft serve that gets over. Spike on the near side is effective. Marley Euler hits it where East Grand Forks is not, finding a soft spot in that defense. So just a 1-point rally there for the Wave, and the Knights get service right back, still trailing by 4. Marley Euler at the service line now. She went on a run in set number 3 to bring Grand Forks Central back from the depths of despair. Hard serve from Euler. Berg sets this one up to the far side and a block at the net. Great job there by Julia Bibby blocking the spike attempt from Tatum Vadova. Correction, that's Kleinwachter on the far side for the Green Wave. 20-17 now. Marley Euler. Strong serve, but it misses just wide. Good eye there from Kelsey Spildy. That was a fastball off the hand of Marley Euler. Service returns to East Grand Forks with a lead of 4, 21-17, trying to put this match away. At the service line is Lexi Colstow, the senior leader for East Grand Forks, one of the senior leaders. Reardon gets a ball in her wheelhouse, and that's a cross-court spike. Plenty of real estate to work with there, and Reardon did not make a mistake. 21-18, still a 3-point game. And now Grand Forks Central with their senior star at the service line. This is J.C. Reardon, the senior middle hitter for the Knights. A serve with a little bit too much cheddar on it. That's going to miss deep. So back-to-back errant serves for Grand Forks Central, both with a little bit too much juice. Now 22-18. Kleinwachter with the serve for the Green Wave. And Tollefson's spike is going to be not deflected at the net. It hits deep. Tollefson thought that was deflected at the net by East Grand Forks. Now it's 23-18. The officials stand firm with their call on the court. Kleinwachter still at the service line now for the Green Wave. And a miss hit on the near side off the right arm of Tatum Vadova. Gives Grand Forks Central a flash of life. Heminger coming back into the game for Grand Forks Central, as well as Brooklyn Strom. You usually see them sub in as a pair. Strom goes to the service line. Trailing 23-19 here in set number 4 with their back against the wall is Grand Forks Central. Nice play there by Julia Bybee at the line, at the net. Now Grand Forks Central trims the deficit to 3, 23-20. Strom still at the service line. Senior setter for Grand Forks Central, and that serve goes off the side of her hand and misses wide on the far side. So now it's match point. 24-20. Match point with the game in her hands. Laurel Colstow for East Grand Forks. And the ace is going to win it for East Grand Forks. They win this one with a set score of 3-1, winning 25-16, 25-18. Grand Forks Central wins in set 3, 25-23. And then in set 4, East Grand Forks brings us home with a set score of 25-20. That is our scoring summary brought to you by Bergstrom Electric. The light indeed does shine brighter over at Bergstrom Electric. Do not go anywhere. We will have the post-game show coming up for you right after this break. East Grand Forks wins this one over Grand Forks Central by a set score of 3-1. We will be right back with the post-game report on KNOX Live Sports.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting someone who pays attention to the little things that make a big difference. And to keep your family cool this summer, it takes Bryant.
Connect with Thermal Air today, your Bryant certified dealer.
In Grand Forks, it's about more than just where you live. It's about the people you trust when life happens.
At Logan Karski State Farm, we're proud to protect what matters most. I'm Logan Karski with State Farm, and we'd be honored to be your good neighbor.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need. Turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, Edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Hey, this is Pastor Paul. I'd like to welcome you to Hope Church, especially if you're a person that doesn't have a place where you hang out spiritually. We would love for you to come and experience hope and find God. Hope Church, 9, 10:30, and 6 p.m. on Sundays. For more information, you can check out gfhope.org.
Pick 6 for $19.99, a perfect meal for two.
That's gotta rhyme.
Well, how about munching on Pick 6, my mouth going yap, yap. People always staring at my wings, they go flap, flap. Dave is so surprised because he didn't know I'd rap. Pick 6 meal for two for $19.99.
H&S Electrical Services is proud to support local high school sports. From homes to industry, we deliver safe, reliable electrical solutions. Locally owned and operated, our skilled team ensures quality and service you can trust. H&S, trusted in your homes and businesses.
Welcome back. We are now in the post-game report after this exciting matchup between East Grand Forks and Grand Forks Central in high school volleyball. The Green Wave coming away victorious with a set score of 3-1. We are now in the post-game show. The post-game show brought to you by Spray Advantage. Everything you need for the chemical and spraying application on your farm. And the Ski and Bike Shop, where your next adventure begins. Still plenty of time left in the biking season. Go check out their e-bike selections over at the Ski and Bike Shop, and then we're getting dangerously close to ski season. Not a reason to fear winter when you live in the Great White North when you have ski service over at the Ski and Bike Shop. Check them out on South Washington Street. We're going to start off by giving out one of our awards, and that is our Finest Auto Trim cover of the game. Big or small, we cover it all, whether it's your favorite seat in your truck, vehicle, tractor, SUV, what have you. Finest Auto Trim, big or small, they will be able to cover it all. And it's tough to point out one individual play to give credit to for this award, so I'm going to give it to a player who was noticeable throughout the duration of the matchup for the winning team. That is on East Grand Forks, number 2. Their junior setter Hayden Berg was all over the court tonight, made some amazing digs on that back row. So she is going to be the recipient of tonight's Finest Auto Trim cover of the game. That will go to East Grand Forks, number 2, the junior Hayden Berg. Now time for a scoring summary brought to you by Bergstrom Electric. The light indeed does shine brighter at Bergstrom Electric. Commercial projects, residential projects. Make sure to contact your friends. The employee-owned electrical operation in Grand Forks, Bergstrom Electric. Starting off in set number 1, East Grand Forks was able to take care of business rather easily. The most lopsided of all the sets, 25-16 in favor of the Green Wave. Set number 2 was back and forth the whole way. EGF was able to pull away at the end, winning that one 25-18. Set number 3 was the most exhilarating of all the sets. This one went towards the Knights. They won that one by a score of 25-23. And then in set number 4, East Grand Forks was able to close out the match by winning set number 4 by a score of 25-20. Once again, that's a scoring summary brought to you by Bergstrom Electric. The light does shine brighter at Bergstrom Electric. We're going to take one final break before we wrap up our post-game show with our Player of the Game award. Do not go anywhere. We're going to wrap up our post-game report on KNOX Sports right after this brief intermission.
When you simplify, you have more time for life. Simplify your life with Hugo's Family Marketplace.
No time to run to the grocery store? Hugo's can help. Just click on GoHugos.com and place your order online. We'll fill your order, and you can either pick it up curbside or have it delivered to your home or business. It's really that easy. Just go to GoHugos.com for all the details.
More low prices, more great stuff when you go to Hugo's.
Thief River Glass handles it all. Aluminum storefronts, auto glass, windows, shower enclosures, and more. Just like our athletes, we're built for every season. No job is too big or too small. Call 218-681-1333 for year-round dependable service.
When you're looking for a change of pace, a change of routine, or a change of scenery, we'll help you find what's next. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. For you, for life.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
For expert sales and service, visit Acme Equipment or online at acmekubota.com.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, Grand Trailer.
And welcome back to our final installment, our final section of tonight's broadcast during our post-game show. This post-game show is brought to you by Spray Advantage, everything you need for chemical and spraying application on your farm, and the Ski and Bike Shop, where your next adventure begins. We're going to finish off with our biggest award of the evening, and that is going to be going to our player of the game. The player of the game is brought to you by PS Garage Doors. The PS stands for Perfect Service. And this is going to go to a player who stood out right away from the get-go for East Grand Forks, made her presence felt throughout the duration of the matchup. Just the standout sophomore for East Grand Forks. It's going to go to Lainey Hams. Hams led East Grand Forks in kills with my back-of-the-napkin stats up here in the press box and just was able to do it all for the Green Wave from the service line, certainly at the net with power and by changing up pace. So the recipient of tonight's PS Garage Doors Player of the Game, the PS once again standing for Perfect Service, is going to go to Lainey Hams of East Grand Forks. That's going to do it for our broadcast here tonight from the East Grand Forks High School Gymnasium. Final set score goes in favor of the Green Wave, 3-1 over Grand Forks Central. We will see you on Friday for a high school football broadcast and for a matchup between East Grand Forks and